Hi guys, welcome to the Simplify LLC channel. In this video, we will talk about choosing between an LLC or an Inc. business. If you are new here, don't forget to subscribe and press the bell icon to be notified when a new video appears. Let's dive right in. When you're ready to incorporate, you may have some questions and are looking for the easiest way to do so. And you're probably wondering which is best for your business, LLC or incorporated. We'll break it all down for you to make it easier to make the best choice for you. Now, many people start their business and operate as a sole proprietorship or LLC. Other people go all the way and file to serve as an S or C corporation. There are pros and cons to each, including tax considerations. Let's discuss the differences between an LLC and a corporation. The most significant differences lie in how you plan to grow and operate your business and how many owners there are. LLCs are, of course, a cost-effective way to start a single owner business. If there are multiple members, an Inc. is more appropriate. But with a corporation, you have higher tax obligations and the required complex reporting. Forming both businesses is relatively the same. You must file an Articles of Organization with the Secretary of State's office with both. While it's recommended that you also complete an operating agreement, neither requires that it be done. So, what is an LLC? A limited liability company offers protection of personal assets. The management structure is flexible and can be formed with one member or multiple members. Each member in the LLC has a percentage of ownership or membership interest. There is less record keeping with an LLC. The Internal Revenue Service sees LLCs as a disregarded business entity. Each member pays income tax on their profits on their own personal income tax returns, but there is no corporate tax bill. There are many advantages to forming an LLC. It's a structure that's quick, easy, and inexpensive to start. It offers liability protection for its members, the number of members is up to you, and it is taxed as a pass-through entity. Now we have a more detailed video about what an LLC is and its benefits and disadvantages. You'll find the link right here. Here's the deal on corporations, Inc. While an LLC may be easy to form, there are some times when a corporate structure is the better choice. If you plan to grow your business and look to investors for that help, want to attract shareholders and go public at some point, you'll want to incorporate. But there are additional requirements like conducting annual meetings, creating and following bylaws, and filing annual reports. Corporations also make it easier for you to change ownership in the business, which is perfect for startups who want their company to be acquired at some point. Also, even when one or more business owners die or withdraw from the business, the entity continues. There are two types of corporations: C corporations that require more paperwork, and S corporations. An S-Corp or subchapter S corporation offers tax benefits for owners. You can reduce your self-employment taxes by only paying the taxes on salaries and not on profits when you have an S-Corp. But there are limitations in the number of shareholders. And like LLCs, the profits and losses of the business are listed on the owner's tax returns. C corporations are taxed at the corporate rate and then once again at the personal tax rate on all dividends paid to shareholders. So you're double taxed. The advantages of incorporating include the attractive setup for multi-owners. The business's life goes on no matter who owns it. Owners get personal liability protection for the business's debts. It's also the only way you can go public. Let's compare LLCs versus Incs. Formation. Forming an LLC requires that you file an Articles of Organization and pay the necessary fees. Some states also require you to announce your LLC formation in the newspaper. Other states require that you file annual reports along with an annual fee. More detailed information about how to form an LLC you'll find in our video right here. Forming a corporation also requires that you file an Articles of Organization and pay the appropriate fees, but the paperwork is more detailed. Corporations must have bylaws and create a board of directors. The board will then appoint officers to run the business. With both an LLC and a corporation, you must also select a registered agent to receive legal documents on behalf of the company. Taxation. Both LLCs and corporations are separate entities from their owners. LLC members pay federal taxes on their share of profits, distributions, and personal tax rates. Remember, an LLC is not recognized as a business entity and doesn't pay its own taxes. S-Corp owners have to pay self-employment taxes on their profits and distributions like an LLC. They must also report earnings to the IRS on Form 1120-S. S-Corp owners then have to report their share of corporate earnings on a Schedule K-1. These earnings are taxed at the owner's personal income tax rate. C-Corps have to file a Form 1120 to report earnings and the taxes that are due. This return is separate from the owner's taxes, and earnings are taxed at the 35% corporate tax rate. Dividends are taxed at the individual tax rate, so earnings are actually double taxed. Does this tax difference really matter? If there are multiple owners, an S-Corp is the best bet since stockholders are taxed on their salary and not the business's total income. Remember that LLC members are taxed on their share of total profits. Let's say you earn $200,000 in business income. You would pay a self-employment tax of 15.3%, or $30,600. If you had an S-Corp and were a stockholder and received $60,000 of that $200,000 as a salary and $140,000 as a distribution, you would pay self-employment tax on that salary, $9,180. See the advantage? Costs of operation. Forming both an LLC and corporation will cost you hundreds. Depending on the type of business, both an LLC and a corporation must pay franchise taxes each year. You also have to file annual registrations and pay fees to renew each year. Corporations also have state fees to certify their existence. Ownership. You can have multiple owners for both LLCs and corporations. Members of an LLC have membership interests. Corporation owners have stock shares. Who should form an LLC? You should form an LLC when you want a low-cost way to start your business. It's a quick road to a formal business structure, has easy compliance, and is perfect for those who want a private business with no investors. Who should form an Inc? When you want to bring on investors, you need a C or S-Corp. Well, that's it for today. Thanks very much for watching. If you want to know more about how to start and run your business, subscribe to our channel. Also, don't forget to like, feel free to write in some comments if you have any further questions, and we will see you next time.